feed two birds with one stone with these things right here. Now I reviewed the previous iteration of the insoles in the video above. The whole idea is to be able to increase stimulus, not just to the foot, but any part of the body that comes into contact with these. And the increase in stimulus literally just tells the brain to send signals to those tissues to respond a little bit more. So these insoles are very different from typical orthotics or things that just slide into your shoe. Notice these little bumps over here. There's so many of them, and they're little triangles. And notice this one is called the Duo because there's an activate side, and when you flip it over, there's a performance side. Now I had a hard time discerning the difference until you really look deep into it. And if you see on the activate side, these nodules are actually a little bit smaller. They're more pointy, so hence they have more stimulus. The surface area is a little bit smaller. Now, when you turn it around to the performance side, notice like the squares are slightly bigger in diameter, so it's less spiky. I don't know if you can tell in the video, but there is definitely a noticeable difference from the activation side to the performance side. So how you use these duos is that essentially, I would say on a daily basis, when you just need walking around and stuff and you want more foot stimulus, you keep it on the activation side. But when you're working out and doing high performance stuff, or you're going for runs and things, you shouldn't need that much stimulus all the time. It's like if you run barefoot for 20 miles, probably not the best idea, but if you run barefoot for a few miles and your feet are strong enough, totally fine. So notice these are insoles, but they're not arch supports or orthotics. That's not the idea of what these are for. It's almost the reverse of orthotics, because orthotics typically help raise up the arches of the foot to help support the foot and ankle a little bit more. But if you constantly use arch supports, they kind of become a crutch over time. For example, if you break a leg and you're always using crutches and you never learn how to bear weight on that leg once it's healed, then the leg will literally forget that it's supposed to be able to move, and all those muscles will atrophy and it becomes pretty much useless. The idea is that once the leg is healed, you need to retrain those muscles to start stabilizing it again. The arches are the same. So many times when we get plantar fasciitis, drop foot, like the flat-footedness and all of those things, in most cases, those arches can actually be saved. The muscles in the foot can actually be trained if you are willing to take the time and effort to do so. And that is what I like to promote, and Emily is the one that exposed this to me, that rebuilding the foot, rebuilding the arches are actually possible. Emily's helped thousands of people with that. I've helped quite a few people too. So I personally have seen it possible to rebuild the strength within the foot. And a lot of it starts from something as simple as this, just sliding this into your shoe. So while you have your shoes on, your foot is still feeling like it's barefoot. Now, if you have the potential to work out barefoot and train the arches of the foot to get stronger, and I'll definitely be making more videos of how to train and connect with your feet more. This is something that a lot of fitness professionals like me are trying to promote, because a lot of the times there's lack of information about how to actually approach this, because foot pain is real. And the more we rely on thick shoes with a lot of cushioning and thick heels with a lot of arch support and orthotics, it's giving our feet a disservice, which is also creating more impact to the rest of the body, because the foot is the first thing that hits the ground. It is the main tissue that sends signals to the rest of the body to tell the body how to respond to impact. And the more we rely on shoes to absorb the impact, then the feet get lazy over time. Once the feet get lazy, then it starts putting more impact to the calves, the knees, the hips, the lower back, and those joints are the ones who start suffering over time. And the science behind that has been proven time and time again. The moment we can start teaching the foot how to start stabilizing more, and starting with something as simple as this, just sliding that into your feet, then learning how to activate the arches of the foot, how to take care of those tissues by using something like this, training barefoot when you're in the gym or at home or moving around, those small things go a very, very long way. Try not to get stuck in the diagnosis that you have plantar fasciitis and the only thing you can do is put on a boot and rest. Or you have a drop foot or flat-footedness, there's no hope. There absolutely is if you're willing to do so. Now, of course, take my advice with a grain of salt. Seek a medical professional. Look on Dr. Emily Splickle's channel. She's one of the most knowledgeable people I know about the foot. And the more you understand how your own body works, the more you're able to connect to your body, to move your your tissues in the way that they're designed to, the better things will naturally start getting. That has been the philosophy that I've been living by the last 10 years, and it will probably still hold true for the rest of my life. So if this resonates with you and you want to keep learning about how to build a better connection to our bodies, follow this channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you again, Dr. Emily, for sending these products. Keep doing what you're doing. I love it. All of these goodies in the description below. Andy Shit from Movement Reborn. Have an awesome day. Peace.